Through the hands of those who dedicate their lives to creating remarkable food, I offer you a mouth-on approach to Quebec City's culinary culture. I'm taking you on an insider's tour of local-friendly places that fuel my passion for Quebec City's gastronomy. Whether you're looking for a place to eat, drink, or simply relax next to a warm cup of coffee, I've got you covered. Hi, I'm Allison Van Rassel. Welcome to the second season of a foodie guide to Quebec City. I'm going to take you through 3 new neighborhoods, including Old Port. We'll make our way up to Montcalm, Quebec's art district, and we'll finish things off in Old Quebec. As a food journalist, I know my way around here, and I will take you through Quebec City's unique flavors. So join me for the second season of a foodie guide to Quebec City. Port of Quebec has always been bubbling with activity. In the 19th century, Quebec was one of the 5 largest ports in the world. Today, it regularly welcomes cruise ships from all over the planet. Pillar of the neighborhood, the Marché du Vieux Port, whose roots go back to 1640, offers fresh produce from Quebec's green belt. The Old Port, or if you rather in French, Le Vieux Port, is an essential foodie destination. Atop of the list of reasons why is the famous Laurie Raphaël restaurant. Established in the neighborhood for many decades, Laurie and Raphaël are the first names of the children of chef and owner Raphaël Vézina. His son Raphaël is now master in the kitchen and revisits his father's signature dishes. The decor is absolutely stunning, intimate, and chic. It's where the customer is at the heart of the experience. The menu revolves and evolves around the 4 seasons as a hymn to the beauty of local produce and its artisans. Let's meet the chef. Hi, Raphaël. Thank you for having me in your restaurant.
My pleasure.
It's a privilege to have you sitting next to me. You're one of the most creative chefs here in the province.
Thank you.
Can you maybe tell our viewers what your philosophy is like in your kitchen?
Yeah, sure. First, Laurie Raphaël always been about product, about season. Every time we create a dish or a new menu, we start with season, and then we decline the product of the season. And after that, we go with our section menu, our theme. We have 5 themes who define us as a restaurant. My father before me, me now. I'm really lucky because my father was there before me. So he explained to me, he showed me how to get the best product, and he do this work for 27 years now. So what I do, it's just continue the work. So I go to Île-de-la-Madeleine, I go to Gaspésie to fish, I go see the farmer in Charlevoix. We're not trying always to, to cut the price and to, no, it's about respect and it's create relationship.
Yeah.
If we don't have nice product, we cannot do nice food, so.
Raphaël, your restaurant is located here in the Old Port. How do you describe the neighborhood?
Of course, the Vieux Port, it's the market.
Yeah.
In the summer, we go to the market every day.
Yeah.
To take the apple. At this moment, it's squash apple, and all the produce, tomatoes, green tomatoes. This is really important for us. Of course, it's the port, the Saint Laurent River, just on the back. So it's amazing. It represents well what we do here at the restaurant. When we rebuilt the restaurant 2 years ago, we wanted to work with the talent québécois, okay?
Yeah.
So all of this you see is made by Rébellion. At the entrance, you have the statue où Jean-Robert Drouillard make it.
Yes.
You see this? This is Pascal Giraldin's
This is Pascal Giraldin.
Yeah, so
she's all over North America. She's a renowned artist. She's from Quebec. And did she design these just for you?
Yeah.
Are you proud of that?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Would you think that is your biggest pride here in the restaurant?
Probably.
You taking over and bringing this new generation of cooks?
The thing was really important. It's to make people know about it. They know that it's a lot of talent in Quebec. When my father was young, he was working for Serge Bruyère and Les Chaudets and all of those restaurants.
Yeah.
And he always tell me, in this time, we received Saint-Jacques from France. Everything was from France. And
Really?
Here in Quebec, it was nothing.
So he changed that.
Yeah. And now we have cheese, we have all vegetables, we have great meat, we have the Saint Laurent River with all this produce. And the evolution is pretty impressive.
Your techniques at the root of your cooking, of your education, it's very classic French techniques.
I've been for 3 years in Nice, in France. You take a classic, you take a technique, an hollandaise, sabayon, béchamel. This is all classic cuisine, but you have to know that and take that and do something with it. So,
how do you make it Québécois then?
if you do sauce béarnaise, so you can put local product, matsutake and béarnaise, probably good. Yeah, I will try that. Yeah, okay.
Try that. So inspiration comes from everywhere around you.
Yeah.
It's interesting. How do French customers, when they come to your restaurant, how do they react to that?
They say to me the dish and everything is really creative, and they are really impressed about the quality of the produce.
Would you consider more high gastronomy type of cuisine that you cook? How do you describe it?
It's what we try to do, high gastronomy with the best product. So at this time, we have a section of the menu is a seasonal product. So it's the star product of the season. And for the falls, we decide to choose a matsutake mushroom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 dishes. An whole section is made with matsutake.
How would you decline it? How are you trying to revisit the product?
So we do at this time a dish with bluefin tuna that I fished in Gaspésie this year.
You caught yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we make a dashi with all local product. So we use kombu royal from Saint Laurent River. We use hareng fumé from les Îles de la Madeleine. And we add some matsutake to infuse on it. We put some teeny slice of tuna belly on it. Yeah.
So there's a really important Japanese inspiration in that dish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then you're using very typical Québécois products.
Exactly.
Can you maybe show us one of the dishes that truly represents your cuisine?
Yes, of course. You want to come in the kitchen?
Oh, yes.
Go.
Let's go.
So the dish that we prepare for you today is a declination of product of Saint Laurent River. We start at les Îles de la Madeleine with oysters, trésor du large. So we just put a little pepper and lemon juice. After that, we will have from La Baie des Chaleurs the red tuna, bluefish tuna. We do a tartare with it. After that, we go to Kamouraska with sturgeon. We go to Lac Saint-Pierre with the caviar. It will be pretty classic with blini, crêpe, crème sure. Everything comes in the table. Everybody can just taste a little bit of everything with the blini and the crêpe. We have a little bit of classic food, and we have also the product of the Saint Laurent River, who makes it really Québécois.
One cannot reference the Old Port of Quebec without thinking of Rue Saint-Paul. Traced along the wharves on the waterfront, its history is closely linked to the commercial development of Quebec City. Built in 1816, Rue Saint-Paul hosted a large number of wholesale warehouses, traders, grain merchants, flour, and other foodstuffs. Large warehouses were built, the most famous being that of Jean-Baptiste Renault, once the largest food merchant in all of Quebec. Its company was renowned for its flour, salt pork, and smoked ham, sought after as far as England. This neighborhood is a hot spot for antique shopping in Quebec City. You'll find treasures that will take you back in time. Dive into Quebec's generous culinary heritage. Buffet de l'Antiquaire, a diner where locals meet for all-day breakfast. You'll taste dishes like ragout de boulette, cipaille, baked beans, maple syrup, and poutine, Quebec's most iconic food. Today, it is always a pleasure to wander, eat, shop, and stroll along the cobblestones of Rue Saint-Paul in a 19th century atmosphere that has been very well preserved. Let's stop by one of its newest charming shops for a quick bite to eat. Stéphanie, merci de nous accueillir dans ton Packwood.
Ça me fait plaisir.
C'est quoi le Packwood au juste?
En fait, c'est mon nom de famille, premièrement.
Pour vrai?
Oui, moi, c'est Stéphanie Packwood. C'est un café-boutique. Donc, mélange de nourriture fait maison avec création québécoise.
Tout plein d'artisans de partout au Québec, mais principalement de la ville de Québec.
Oui, c'est ça, exactement.
Pourquoi c'est important pour toi de mettre en valeur les artisans d'ici?
Moi, c'est ma ville d'adoption. Je viens de Sherbrooke, mais je reste à Québec depuis 12 ans, puis j'adore cette ville-là. Fait que j'ai découvert vraiment plein de beaux produits ici. J'ai décidé de les mettre en valeur.
C'est comme l'endroit idéal pour apporter un petit souvenir vraiment unique de la ville de Québec. Hein?
Oui.
Le Packwood, c'est aussi un comptoir lunch. Qu'est-ce que tu offres à manger ici?
Sandwich, salade, potage, soupe. C'est tous des produits maison. C'est tout moi qui fais ça ici le matin. Puis je commence à faire des plats chauds aussi avec l'automne qui arrive. Là. Donc mon menu il change à tous les jours. C'est jamais pareil. Ça dépend de comment je file le matin. Puis fait que c'est le fun. Je m'amuse autant culinairement qu'artistiquement. J'essaie de fidéliser ma clientèle. J'ai beaucoup de commerçants du coin qui viennent en plus des touristes. Puis j'aime ça quand ils reviennent 2-3 fois par semaine parce qu'ils mangent jamais la même affaire. Puis des fois, j'essaie des choses que le monde ne sont pas sûrs. Puis ça donne des bonnes recettes.
Donne-moi un exemple.
Puis, exemple, je mets de la confiture dans la plupart de mes sandwichs.
Pour vrai?
Ben oui. Moi, j'essaie plein d'affaires. Oui, c'est ça. Puis le monde aime ça. Fait que...
Merci d'avoir pris du temps pour moi.
Ça m'a fait plaisir.
Longue vie au Packwood.
Merci.
Inspired by 19th century wooden docks, this beautiful public square features green spaces, benches, water installation, and jets that children love, especially during hot summer days. Overlooking the river and the port where Jacques Cartier once explored is Auberge Saint-Antoine, an exquisite Relais Chateau member. It is home to one of the city's favorite gourmet restaurants, Chez Muffy. Muffy is the nickname friends and family give the matriarch and co-owner of Auberge Saint-Antoine, Martha Bate Price. With more than 300 years of history in its name, the Price family is dedicated to preserving the history of the land the hotel sits on while offering a contemporary and chic 21st century experience. Let's meet the gentleman in charge of the hotel. Guy, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me today.
You're welcome, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. Where are we sitting right now?
We are sitting in one of the two alcoves of Bar Artefact at Auberge Saint-Antoine.
It's really a heartwarming place. I love just to sit here any season, actually. What's special about l'Auberge Saint-Antoine?
Auberge Saint-Antoine is actually it's a kind of museum hotel, but owned by a private family. So we put the emphasis actually for our guests to feel like home here.
And the Price family is still very implicated in the hotel.
Yes, they are. Almost every day they're here, yes. They built actually this hotel in '92. First beginning, it was just actually a little hotel of 10, 12 rooms. And year after year, they built actually a bigger hotel. Now we have 95 rooms. The advantage of this hotel is that when they have dig actually to build this main building, we discover many different artifacts. And we keep them. And it's actually for us to show to the guests who are coming to Auberge Saint-Antoine the history of Quebec, which is very important.
Because where we're sitting right now, this used to be water. In the 1600s, water came all the way up to here.
Yes, it's a very ancient house standing from 1600, you know. And this place is very special for me. When you come in, you just feel comfortable.
What's important to highlight about l'Auberge Saint-Antoine is that it's part of the Relais et Chateaux Association. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Relais Chateau is actually an association of many different hoteliers. So that's mostly private-owned hotels and with chefs. They are mostly known for chefs. I would say that most of the 3-star, 2-star, 1-star Michelin chefs in the world belongs to Association Relais Chateau. So that's very important for us.
If we had to just make one day at l'Auberge Saint-Antoine, how would you suggest that we we spend the day at l'Auberge?
But spend a day at Auberge Saint-Antoine starts with a breakfast because we have a big buffet breakfast, so with a lot of choice. So it's a beautiful area. Spend a day at Artefact, maybe at Canoa Glass, because we do serve actually some ice cream too. So it's I think it's not an experience, but it's just easy. It's just an easy day, relaxing day. You come out in the city, you discover this beautiful city.
Tell me a little bit about the menu at the bar. What are you serving?
The menu at the bar is very different to the one we have in Muffy. I would say it's more a menu which is easy to eat, easy to choose, just for somebody who's just on the go. So if you arrive in the afternoon, if you just want to eat a sandwich or something light like this, you can get it at Auberge Saint-Antoine, at the Artefact. Otherwise, if you want to have something more elaborate, we can do that the same too, because the food will come from Muffy. So you can get either from Muffy or from Artefact the food.
Mm-hmm. And Muffy, you have your own garden on l'Île d'Orléans as well.
Yes. We have a big garden there, and we will extend actually our garden with 2 new greenhouses next year. It's very important because the season of the vegetable is very important here in Quebec. We have a very long winter, and we have fantastic vegetables. So we want to take the best profit of own-grown vegetables in our garden in Île d'Orléans.
What I love the most about l'Auberge Saint-Antoine is not only the food at Chez Muffy, but also the trendy vibe that emanates from the Thursday evening jazz at the Artefact Bar. Why was it important for you to portray music as much as the terroir?
But we need to say that we have a very high season which starts actually from May until the end of October. So during this period, we have twice a week jazz, mostly with Valérie Clio, with Jordan, with our other artists. We come I would say they change every week. And that's very important for our guests who are coming from everywhere. So it's a kind of, just to welcome them. Welcome to Quebec for the first night. They come in Thursday, Saturday, and they're very nice. It's a good vibe here in Auberge Saint-Antoine. They love it.
Guy, I think what I love the most about Artefact is you can just come here for excellent cocktail. I mean, you truly have an amazing cocktail menu. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, actually, we have the classical cocktails, of course, because we have actually guests coming from everywhere. But we have our signature cocktail too, and we love actually to use gin. Gin is actually very famous here in Quebec, and we have actually fantastic producer with gins. So I love actually to see the girls and the boys at the bar playing with the different gins we have here, because gins is not only a dry gin. The gin we have actually in Quebec it's a very flavorful gins.
Very boreal, right? A lot of boreal flavors.
Yeah. And guests who are coming here, so they are sometimes very surprised because they think, okay, there's a few wineries, the beer, of course, is famous, but they didn't know that there was so many different gins here. So they discover it and they love it.
Yeah. Which one is your favorite cocktail?
My favorite cocktail is actually just a gin tonic,
Just gin tonic?
I can use actually just a botanist gin or any of the different Romeo's gin. I like it very much, yeah, of course.
All right, cheers. Rue Saint-Pierre was once the Wall Street of Quebec City. The buildings housed insurance companies, law firms, and banks where the safes still exist and are incorporated into the decor of restaurants and hotel rooms. Petit Champlain is known as one of Canada's most beautiful streets. The architecture will take you on a stroll back in time. Set in a heritage building near Place Royale is L'Origine, an organic bistro, next to its little brother Kermesse, an ice cream bar, who both showcase ingredients of Quebec's Nordique terroir. You'll be charmed by the dishes inspired by the creations of Mother Nature. It's where vegans and omnivores sit side by side, indulging in Chef Sabrina Lemay's colorful, texture-filled dishes. One bite, and you know she pays particular attention to detail. Let's meet the Somme, Roxane Bourdelet, who highlights treasures of Canada and Quebec's vineyards. Roxane, thank you so much for taking some time for me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for visiting.
L'Origine is one of the most recent bistros to see the light of day in Quebec City. I would say in a landscape filled with so many bistros, how does it stand out from the lot?
Well, we felt that all the vegan and vegetarian options were missing. Instead of proposing plates that we just take off the protein and boost the sides of it, we just wanted to be different and propose some things that have been thought to be vegan and all the way vegetarian.
Textures, color, everything is thought of. And it's thought of for people who are vegan, vegetarian. Very few restaurants would take care of that kind of customer.
Well, Sabrina, our chef, took proudness of proposing a colorful and elegant menu that would either fit for vegan and vegetarian people, and as well for meat lovers. Because we do have some meat, we do have some fish, but we always work with some local producers. In our philosophy, we're not working any citrus, olive oil, vanilla, or chocolate. We found that clover, that is a little type of flower that has the same taste of vanilla. Well, we just don't have to import Madagascar vanilla, for example. So if it's not growing here, we simply don't have it.
You don't use it.
We don't use
You're
it.
truly locavore. It's a long story that begins in the 70s with the owners of the restaurant, Karine Terrien and Frédéric Laplante, who held one of the top restaurants in Canada for a very long time, La Tanière. L'origine is maybe a child of La Tanière.
Yeah, from this philosophy that just runs down from La Tanière, it has always been our focus to promote local produce and little farmers on our menu, and as well in our wine pairings, in our spirits. We cheat a little bit with some international spirits and international wines, but our main focus and our main offer is from Quebec and from Canada. And same thing for the kermesse, that is our frozen pastry counter. That is another arm to our philosophy and our offer. So we're promoting some sea buckthorn berry, the clover that has the same taste as vanilla, tagette, some ice cream sandwiches, bicycles.
Oh yeah, it's like biting literally into the boreal forest. It's
yes.
a unique, flavorful adventure, that's for sure. Why is it important for you to promote 100% local products, Québécois products?
To be proud of who we are. I think for a long time we tried to be more French on our approach in our gastronomy, in our tastes. We're trying to be more Italian. We're using their techniques, we're using all that knowledge, but with our produce, and we have nothing to be jealous of.
Roxanne, if you were to maybe tell us the story behind one of the dishes that truly represents the essence of l'origine, what would it be?
Oh, I would totally go with the kale ravioli. Homemade pasta, stuffed with some chanterelle mushrooms and kale, and it's served with some crispy kale on top and marinated mushrooms, as well as served with some heart nuts from Quebec. That is growing here. The heart nut is quite soft and tender on the palate and similar to a walnut on its taste, and just so delicious. So even the meat lovers just find themselves very happy and feeling stuffed and just completely
Overwhelmed
with pleasure and,
You can
and
say
flavor. Okay, it's
Don't
so
be
good.
shy.
They're coming back
Put it
for
out
it.
there, absolutely. What if I asked you to pair that dish with a local wine?
Oh, I think I would go with a nice Pinot Noir from Domaine du Nival on the south shore between Montreal and Quebec City. That has been rated one of the best Pinots as well.
In Canada,
in
absolutely,
the Canadian National
absolutely.
Award. This Pinot is just very fine, very delicate, but it has that little earthiness to it. It pairs beautifully with the earthiness and of the kale and the chanterelle mushrooms.
So it's a truly Québécois experience,
All
very
the way.
modern Québécois experience. And I have to admit, this is one of the very best, and I am not afraid to say it, one of the very best vegan options here in Quebec City. Thank you very much, Roxanne.
Well, it's been my pleasure, Allison.
So what do you think? Industrial by day, romantic by night? That is the Old Port of Quebec City. Two things that I hope you take away from this episode. The fact that Quebec's gastronomy is rooted in French traditions, but that there's a very modern rendition of it using Quebec's terroir. Next episode of A Foodie Guide to Quebec City takes you to Quebec's Art District. We're visiting Montcalm. Bon appétit!